Hello, everyone. This is Margaret Harris at WHO Geneva, welcoming you to this webinar, which a dialogue showcasing how bold city-level policies and interventions can promote health, sustainability, and well-being. Today's conversation shines a spotlight on Paris, as Dr. Maria Neira, next to me, who's the director of the World Health Organization Environment, Climate Change and Health Department, discusses what Paris has achieved with Madame Anne Hidalgo, Mayor of the City of Paris, who's joining us from her office in Paris. Before we begin, a little housekeeping. This webinar is being simultaneously translated in English and French. That's why I'm speaking English, to save my French colleagues my awful accent. And you should see the translation button on your screens so you can listen in English or French. Dr. Neira will begin the conversation with an overview, followed by a keynote presentation by Madame la Mayor Hidalgo. After that, we will move into a moderated dialogue, aiming to leave a little time for participants' questions. So do please put your questions in the Q&A function. Honestly, we may not have time for all, so we will try to select those that best represent the questions that you all want to ask. We only have an hour, so I'll stop talking now and hand over to Dr. Maria Neira.
Thank you very much, Margaret. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I can see that you are many connected, many interested on this very critical topic, and we are very, very happy to be able to have this very open, informal, but still very strategic conversation with the Mayor of Paris, our dear Madame Anne Hidalgo, la Maire de Paris. She very generously gave us 1 hour of her time, and I think this is a fantastic opportunity for all of us to see what that means when you are a mayor and you think about the health of your people. I'm sure that being a mayor is a difficult task, a very difficult one, with many pressing issues around you. But the purpose of this conversation today with Mayor Anne Hidalgo is to make sure that we understand how, if you play your leadership as a mayor, if you keep health as a priority on all your interventions, this can be a very positive outcome. This can generate a very positive outcome for the health of the citizens of the big urban areas where we are living now. For us in WHO, we consider with all of our health partners that cities, urban planners, can play an incredible role on motivating, stimulating, and generating the health of the people. Of course, this will require political decision. This will require wisdom on the selection, on the choices of interventions that a mayor will put in place. And I'm sure that it requires as well some tough decisions and obstacles and difficulties that we want to learn today exactly how to go around that. So that the dialogue with Mayor Hidalgo will be what motivates her, what she went around, how she's contributing to health, what is the role that mayors can play on this fantastic mission that it will be to create a healthier environment, a more positive environment, an environment that will protect people's health through different interventions. So I will maybe just stop here and pass over to Mayor Hidalgo for her to tell us how to transform Paris and to make it a healthier place, cleaner place, and a more livable place. So it's our pleasure, Mayor Hidalgo, to pass you the floor. And again, thank you very much for according us this fantastic opportunity to exchange with you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, dear Maria, and thank you all for this meeting. It's a very great opportunity also for me to have this discussion with you. And first of all, I want to thank Maria and because when I start as mayor, it was very difficult for me to push my policies. It is about political will, but not just political will. I needed to have advisors. I needed to have a partnership. And since the beginning, since 12 years, because I'm mayor since 12 years in Paris, who helped me a lot. And also with your discussions, with your work, with your report, you helped me a lot, not just me, but the Parisian people and also a lot of mayors around the world. First of all, I will say to you that we need to work in this very great alliance between mayors, local governments, citizens, because we are connected with the citizen, and also the national government, national level and international level. Thanks to you and thanks for the opportunity of this discussion. Maybe I want to introduce this discussion about what was essential for me to creating and why creating healthier in the city. Because when I start as mayor in Paris, the first, the principal and critical point was the air pollution. It was very, very strong and difficult time for Parisian people, for young people, for children, for also older people, because the air pollution in Paris was very critical, at a critical level, and we had a lot of people, skills, and a lot of people dying because of the pollution and the air pollution. And as mayor, when you're mayor, you work for the citizens. Yes, we are political responsible, we have values, we have programs, but the programs need to be very aligned with the principal difficult of the people in your city. And it was also in 2014 the time very interesting for all the mayors and in the world about climate change. I start as mayor at the same time as we start all the work about the COP21 and the Paris Agreement. And for me, these topics are linked, you know, between the health for the people, for the citizens, and climate change. We have a link, very strong link. And today, of course, we know that more than 50% of the world population lives in urban areas. And the percentage that is expected to reach 70% by 2050. And cities which generate also 70% of greenhouse gas emission. And we are very concerned. And we are actors. And for me, as mayor, it was the most important topic to work on this way. And after that, 10 years after, and last month in June in Paris, we meet a very big meeting and international conference with mayors, with actors at the international level and also local level about what we learned since the COP21, since 10 years after the Paris Agreement. And it was very interesting to see that all my colleagues are on the same topic as we are here in Paris. All we are working and fighting against climate change and the effect in our cities. And all of us, we are committed now with health policies. It's very interesting to see that we have connecting all this topic with an holistic approach in our cities. The topic of climate change, the topic of air pollution, the topic of health are all connected. And at our level, we can and we have to do and to promote policies for the citizen. It's very interesting because 10 years after the COP21 and the Paris Agreement, we are working on the same way. And I think it's a very good news also for WHO, because it means that we are involved, we are committed, we are concerned, and you, WHO, has a lot of actors with you in the same way. And it's a very good news in this very difficult moment for the humanist and all the international organization. And we know, I will talk about after. Today, the world is facing major crises that are affecting global health, and climate change and democratic instability are putting health and access to health care at risk in many parts of the world. Next November, in Belém and in Rio, we will work also about the new, I hope, the new agreement of Belém, because we need it for the future. But next week, I know that you will have a meeting in Brasilia to prepare the topic about health and the proposal of WHO and all the organization committed with health for the next COP in Belém. And it is very interesting. My team, I have there two of my very great advisor and director will go to Brasilia next week and want to work with you about this topic. In this context, I think that a collective and coordinated response at all levels, starting by the level of the cities, is essential. And we all know that multilateral cooperation, but also multilateral levels is the response of to address of this global crisis, but it is not enough. I know that cities provide stability and protection for population, and because we are facing all these effects of climate change and health crisis for our citizens. We know during the COVID crisis, and it's interesting to see that in this time, the crucial role of local authorities was relevant, especially in larger cities, in addressing the health challenge of the 21st century. It brutally showed that cities were both the most vulnerable to health crisis, but also the most responsive. And I think we have to start from this first explanation. What I can say just in this very short introduction is citizens and the mayor can work with the citizens. We can organize the discussion. We can organize with all the citizens. Also, we can learn together about the crisis, because my conviction is that no one has the solution alone. The national level cannot act if this level doesn't act with the local level. The local level and the mayor cannot have solution if they don't work with the citizens, and the international level needs the experience and the involvement of the level of cities and of national and head of state also. And my conviction is that the experience of Paris is a very interesting experience. For the Parisian, this experience gives us hope, because 10 years after the Paris Agreement and that I start as mayor of Paris, we had results. We had results in our fight against air pollution. Very interesting results, because if we have ban cars and fossil oils cars in our city, we promoted the mobility with bicycle and also with public transportation. We promote also better quality of life, because we transform the city in a holistic approach, planting trees in the street, transforming the street just around the schools. Inside to the school, we transform all the also our schools. We transform our buildings. We renovate whole buildings in Paris and public spaces. We work in all the way we had to work, but I funded the support of the citizens. Without that, it was impossible, because we face also very strong lobbies against us, and the lobbies had a very, very strong tools to fight against us, misinformation, attacks in the social networks, also in the medias, and it's very difficult if you face alone all this fight. It's impossible to have results. And one of our strategy was to involve and associate the citizens. How? With all the tools we had, public and local assemblies, votes with about a topic as, for example, want to have more green streets in the cities, or want to you ban very big cars, because we don't need these very big cars in the city. We associate the citizens, because with this association, we were stronger. And it was one of the solutions for me. The topic of health, the topic of climate change, the topic, this very important topic for having safer life in our planet, are all connected with democracy. For me, it's very important to say that without democracy, it's very difficult and impossible to have the same results. Today, we have, for example, about air pollution result, because we have less than 40% of air pollution in our streets today, and we face better the very high events. For example, we had in July, on the 1st July, we had a very high heat wave in Paris, and we face that better, because now we are prepared, and also we create a new public service about health connected with climate change, and very, very involved in the work with the citizens and with all the actors, doctors, nurses, citizens, NGO involved in the city about the health and a better life, you know, and the integration, the inclusion. And Ed is today the director of this area. We had a meeting together, Maria, maybe you remember, many weeks ago, and we were in this very beautiful building now, a building open for all, you know, for citizens, and also for the actor of the health and doctors, nurses, and scientists also. I think why it was possible to do that in Paris, because the Parisian wanted that. I think it's the first reason, but also because our city is very progressive, very open, but also because all the citizens are part of this strategy. And I think if you want to have results, if you want to have in the next discussion we will have, and of course for the COP of Belém, I think that the question of the participation, the citizen, is very, very important, maybe the most important topic in our strategy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Mayor Hidalgo. Definitely you have shown us how you have transformed Paris. And with your permission, I will translate into our health language some of the interventions you have put in place. When you talk about reducing car dependence and promoting sustainable transport, for us means reduction on air pollution, and therefore reduction of asthma cases, reduction of chronic respiratory pulmonary conditions, reduction of lung cancer in the medium and long term. It means strokes, reduction of strokes, means how our complete body will benefit enormously for this intervention. When you talk about active mobility and facilitating cycling and physical activities in the streets, for us, for the health community, that means less sedentary lifestyle, more active, and therefore, again, a substantial reduction of non-communicable diseases, chronic conditions that these days are filling our hospitals and costing a lot to our societies and to our health system. When you talk about green spaces and the possibility for the people to now swim in the beautiful Paris, for us, for the health community, means as well mental health, promoting mental health, and therefore we see an incredible health agenda, the one that you are putting in place here. I'm very happy to hear from you as well that one of your first motivation was the reduction of air pollution, and therefore by doing so, again, contributing to the health of the people, and hopefully allowing you as well to use the health argument to advance on that. From a global perspective, as you know, in a few years from now, more than 70% of our citizens will be living in cities. So for the health community, we have a very big interest on mayors like you, keeping in mind the health benefits or the health damage they can do to the population if they don't take the right decisions. So we are extremely happy to hear about your transformations. I'm sure that there are plenty of obstacles. I'm sure that it was not easy. And I'm sure as well that there are lessons that can be shared with other mayors around the world, because for us, you are the mayors, you can be good ministers of health as well, taking care of the people at the city level. We want you to drive the change we need for our people and for our planet and for the health of our people. But now we have several questions. Our participants are making questions on the chat, and with your permission, Margaret, we'll open this dialogue and trying to address it. But again, thank you very much for sharing all of this experience with us, and hopefully for inspiring other mayors. We will be very happy to quantify the health benefits that you are generating, all of you mayors, and then hopefully, I think, and I will ask you this later, whether those health benefits maybe can be transformed into votes for elections as well. So maybe it's a good political argument for winning campaigns. So if health can be the motivator for that, we will be very happy. Margaret, over to you.
Yes, indeed, we have quite a few questions for both of you. And thank you, Madame la Mayor. Such a rich presentation. Many of the questions have actually already been answered, so please bear with us. But the first one I will ask for you, Madame la Mayor, is you faced political and logistical challenges in implementing Paris's bold policies. So what were the key lessons in overcoming that resistance and keeping up the momentum?
I think the first key is to have the political will, you know, because the determination of the mayor and the team is essential. You need to have around you a very good advisor and to build on the first time coalition in your city, because you know that when you want to promote healthier city, and for me, I said that before, it was a fight against air pollution. You know that you have to face the place of the car in your city. And the car is not just a car. A car is a symbol also of masculinity, you know, I'm a woman. And it was so easy to explain in all the media that this woman is crazy because he wants to ban the cars. It was not the topic. My topic was to ban air pollution. But when I understood that it will be very difficult to explain that, because everybody against us wanted to explain other history, I said to myself, we have to be very strong and we need to have a strategy. Is it impossible to transform your city without strategy? One of these points was to work with doctors, scientists about what air pollution is for us in Paris, what is mine to have this air pollution. And we worked with a lot of doctors, with NGOs involved in all the diseases, asthma, etc. And we organized, and Eve was my advisor about this topic. We organized a meeting, press conference to prepare the citizens to the fact we needed to have and the violence of this fight, because it was very violent against the lobbies and also the medias. And we prepare the floor for this common understanding, you know, and it was we needed time for that, but also we had and I worked in that time with other mayors around the world. For example, in the network of mayors, the C40 network of mayors is the network with the 100 bigger cities on the world. My colleagues, my former colleagues from Vancouver, was facing the same fight and the same difficulties. And we worked together. We asked to the C40 network of mayors that they help us to have a strategy with medias, with also our messages, because you have to have a very clear message for the people, for the citizens, and the network helped us a lot. I worked also with two colleagues in Europe, the mayor of Brussels, because he was facing the same violence. He was transforming Brussels with a very peatonal area, and also with my former colleague Manuela Carmena in Madrid. She was very progressive woman and interesting, and we worked together. Also, we launched together an action in the European Court of Justice against the car constructors after the Dieselgate, you know. And we worked at all this level, with this very, very determined strategy. And of course, this strategy have one target, transform the infrastructure of the city. It was for us, my first action was to ban the car traffic in the riverbanks, and before it was a highway in the heart of the city, a highway with 40,000 vehicles each day, you know. And I said to my team, it will be very, very hard to close to the cars this highway, and we have to transform very quickly this new space in not in garden, but in new park for the city, a park close to the River Seine. And for me, it was very important that the citizens will have the opportunity and the experience of this new, very peaceful area for the families, for work, for also sport, etc. And we work about that, and we win, you know, we won in this fight. And after the transformation of this highway in New Park, in the heart of the city, everybody say, yes, now we understand what you want and how do you want to transform the city. It was easier after this transformation, and after that the people, the citizens, will have the opportunity to have own experience in this new park. After that, I have more allies with me inside to the citizen and the civil society. And we continue, because it was not enough to transform this area. I use also the COVID and this very bad moment for all of us. But in this very bad moment, we had the possibility by the French law, but also in Europe, to have to experience new organization of the space. And we have the opportunity as mayor to launch bicycle lanes just for the period of the COVID in our cities. And I remember it was just before my second election as mayor. We were involved in the campaign for that. And I meet my team with a map of Paris. And I say, okay, we have the opportunity to make the new bicycle lines. And because this situation of COVID give us this possibility, but it's just temporary in the law. And I said to my team, first of all, where won't we transform streets and have more bicycle lines? And I said to my team, I want to transform the bigger roads inside to the city. Rue de Rivoli, Rue de Vaugirard, they are the most bigger streets in the city. And I say in this street, we want to have bike lines like in Copenhagen, very safe for the bicycle and the people. And I said to my team, but for me, it's not just the transformation for the COVID or just for the period of the COVID. We have to launch all the legal process we need to launch, because I want this line forever. And for that, I needed to have a consultation, legal consultation, because the law give me this obligation. And we make the transformation in a very short time of these streets. And at the same time, we launch for have on the long time, forever, this bike line in the city. I wanted that after the COVID, no one came to me and say, no, okay, you had a bike line during the COVID, now you have to open this street for the car. And I say, no, we have to build this new this transformation of the city forever. And we did it. And one of my very most beautiful souvenir was when with my bike, I was on the Rue de Rivoli with people around me, happy, smiling, people, a lot of women, you know, children, and everybody, thank you, Madam Mayor, thank you, Madam Mayor. We want this bike line forever. And I say, yes, and for us, it was a revolution, a very peaceful revolution. And now I think that no one can return on the past. Because today is very interesting to see. And also, for example, in the Rue de Vaugirard, it's a very big street. And today, not just people who use the bicycle, but also the people who are living in the building in this street say to me, now I can open my window because the noise is also today not a problem for us, and before it was impossible to open the windows in this street, for example. Well, what I can say to you? Have a strategy, have an ally, make a coalition, have a very great political will.
Fantastic. I will expect this little revolution in the Bastille, La Place de Rue de Rivoli or Vaugirard. And thank you so much for creating this little revolution that means a lot for mental health, means a lot for less sedentary lifestyle, and reducing the bill of the health system in all the cities. Margaret, I think we have plenty of questions. How do you want to organize that?
Well, I think I'll go with the next one for you. We've got this wonderful example. I want to move to Paris right now. We've got this wonderful example of what a mayor committed to health can achieve. But how can cities in different contexts, particularly in low and middle income countries, how can they adapt and apply some of the strategies we've seen work in Paris?
Yeah, thank you, Margaret. Thank you for those who are following and asking all of those questions. Actually, the idea of having this type of webinar is to inspire others. And as Madame Le Maire did, we have networks like C40 or Bloomberg or many other networks of mayors that are very happy, and Breathe Life campaign that we are putting in place. They are very eager to look at all of those interventions, the political obstacles, the challenges they have, even the legislation, how the legislation was developed in order to know any city, small, big, medium, can take all of these actions. Obviously, it's not Paris, but any city can do an assessment of what are the health challenges, the situation of the city in terms of the physical activity, recreation activities, green spaces, the levels of air pollution, initiatives to fight climate change and to protect the population from the heat waves and others. So keeping that in mind, creating these pedestrian places, cycling lines is very exciting and definitely possible in many cities around the world. WHO has been creating always this type of and stimulating this type of networks and healthy cities and many other initiatives that we are putting in place. Few weeks ago, we have in Cartagena de Indias the opportunity to have our global conference on air pollution and health. And we invited, of course, many mayors who were presenting their initiatives, their experiences, and creating, as Madame Hidalgo was saying, this inter-exchange and support to each other, even when they are going through these very tough political moments, when they are criticized in the social media. We remember as well the mayor of London with the ultra-low emission zones. But if they are under this umbrella, and of course the World Health Organization will be there to provide the scientific evidence demonstrating that those interventions might not be very popular at the beginning, but they have very solid base from a health point of view on promoting this type of activity. So anyone is invited, any mayor, and the idea of having these webinars is to stimulate and serve as a model, adapted, of course, to the reality of each city, no doubt.
Thank you very much, Dr. Neira. I think the next one.
Questions online.
There are 45 questions online. Okay, I'm just going to take one I've got in front of me, which was specifically for Mayor Hidalgo. You mentioned citizen engagement. You said without the citizens, it was impossible. Can you dig a little deeper into that? For how did you achieve this by how did you involve them, particularly the vulnerable and the underserved populations? How were you able to include them in this incredible achievement?
Et je crois que pour notre public, nos auditeurs en français, je crois qu'on peut aussi passer un peu à la langue française pour montrer que, enfin, on a la traduction, donc on va prendre un peu davantage de ça. Donc, si vous voulez, on peut utiliser le français. Allez-y.
Merci, je vais utiliser la deuxième langue de l'ONU aussi, donc le français, sur l'engagement des citoyens et notamment des populations les plus vulnérables. Pour nous, c'est un objectif permanent. D'abord, vous dire qu'on a une expérience dans ce domaine et dans le domaine de la santé qui précède d'ailleurs l'engagement sur le climat, puisqu'on a travaillé sur la question du sida, de la prévention du sida à Paris, avec cette stratégie, là aussi avec Ève, d'aller vers les populations, c'est-à-dire d'impliquer les populations dans la stratégie qui était la nôtre pour, par exemple, faire baisser les contaminations dans le domaine du sida. Ce travail nous a amené à élaborer là aussi une stratégie avec les acteurs de la lutte contre le sida, les associations, les scientifiques, les l'ensemble et les personnes pour parler aux différentes communautés et essayer d'avoir d'ailleurs des politiques qui soient et des propositions qui correspondent aussi à ces différentes communautés, qu'elles puissent elles-mêmes être actrices dans la lutte contre le sida, dans la prévention, par exemple. On a adopté la même stratégie lorsqu'il s'est agi de s'organiser face au Covid. Nous avons aussi vu assez vite que pour les plus vulnérables, la question du Covid était une question que nous devions traiter et nous avons adopté cette même stratégie d'aller vers les populations pour pouvoir justement les impliquer elles-mêmes aussi dans la prévention, dans aussi le diagnostic, la détection et l'accompagnement lorsque la maladie était détectée. Donc, c'est une pratique que nous avons ici à Paris et que finalement, on développe sur tous les domaines. Aller vers les populations, impliquer les populations, donner la connaissance, être dans une forme d'empowerment de toutes les populations pour qu'elles-mêmes soient des actrices de l'évolution positive de leur environnement. Et donc, c'est ce que nous avons fait et c'est ce que nous faisons. Lorsque nous avons créé, là, récemment, la nouvelle direction de la santé publique à Paris, qui est une direction de la santé publique d'une nouvelle forme. C'est une administration, mais ça n'est pas une bureaucratie. C'est une administration très ouverte dans un quartier très populaire du nord de Paris. Et c'est une maison, un building qui est ouvert à tous pour informer, pour accompagner. On a les professionnels de l'administration de la ville. C'est un lieu pour les médecins, pour les infirmières, pour tous les acteurs aussi de la santé mentale et pour la population. Et moi, je crois beaucoup à cette idée, et c'est ça aussi, je crois, la force des maires et l'intérêt des maires dans une alliance plus globale sur les questions de santé. Je crois beaucoup que la connexion directe qui existe entre les maires et les citoyens, c'est un anticorps, pour reprendre un langage médical, c'est un anticorps très puissant contre la désinformation, contre tous ceux qui voudraient réduire la science à rien du tout et tous ceux qui voudraient finalement manipuler, instrumentaliser et avec le résultat qui est que la santé des personnes peut être en difficulté. Les maires sont de bons anticorps, en fait, parce qu'ils sont en relation directe avec les habitants et que cette relation, elle est tout de même fondée sur la confiance. Et que cette confiance, elle est indispensable pour justement travailler sur et améliorer la santé, améliorer la prévention et aller vers aussi des modes de vie qui soient des modes de vie qui favorisent un meilleur état de santé, le sport, l'alimentation. Donc, le fait d'être un maire, c'est quelqu'un qui a cette approche holistique dont je parlais tout à l'heure. Et cette approche holistique est finalement la réponse possible pour pouvoir résoudre des questions et les grandes questions de santé publique qui se posent, qui sont liées soit au changement climatique, soit à ces grandes pandémies que l'on a connues et que sans doute nous connaîtrons encore. Et impliquer la population, c'est le point de départ de la méthode. Mais pour impliquer la population, il faut des gens en qui la population puisse avoir confiance. Et cette confiance, elle n'est pas donnée comme ça, hein, elle se construit. Et elle se construit en étant présent dans la durée, sur le long terme, au quotidien, et en apportant aussi des solutions et des réponses. Et je finis là-dessus, à Paris, nous avons un réseau de plus de 100 établissements qui accueillent les mamans et les enfants, et même avant la naissance, et qui peut donner des conseils. Et dans ces accueils, nous avons des populations de toute nature, des populations très vulnérables, des populations migrantes, mais aussi des populations de personnes très intégrées, très éduquées, très diplômées, qui viennent parce que, par exemple, sur la parentalité ou sur comment je fais avec mon enfant, ben, même si on a des diplômes, on peut être un peu démuni. C'est très intéressant de voir que dans ces lieux publics, qui sont des lieux où on a des professionnels de grande confiance, où l'accueil est de grande qualité, finalement, se fait aussi l'inclusion de la population et de populations de niveau de revenus très différents. Voilà. Donc, cette démarche-là, c'est quand même une démarche qui est basée sur la confiance de l'action publique et des acteurs publics, à la fois vis-à-vis des citoyens et vis-à-vis des professionnels du secteur de la santé.
Thank you very much. And I can tell you that this session has been very popular. A lot of people is following, and I think that the intervention is extremely well appropriated. Sorry. And I have to tell you that we have plenty of questions, but I'm afraid it will be difficult to answer all of them. With your permission, I will very quickly go through those that are addressed to the World Health Organization, particularly regarding opportunities available for cities in African countries. Definitely we have, as I mentioned, different networks in WHO. So if you keep in touch with us through the Breathe Life, to the Healthy Cities, to the air pollution team, climate change, we can try to keep creating these big networks of mayors and activities that we can do all of that. There is a question about the importance of the multi-sectoriality. So working with the sector of transport, working with the sector of obviously energy, working with NGOs, with civil society, engaging in the COPs that we are definitely very much engaging in COPs. And as Mayor Hidalgo was mentioning, we are organizing next week a global conference on climate change and health in Brazil, in co-organized with the co-presidency 30 from Brazil. And we are looking at the preparation of the COP30 and bringing again the very strong health argument together with those who very generously are supporting us on that. And clearly the sectorial contribution and the role of the mayors is fundamental. There is a question as well about climate change adaptation activities. I think the mayor has mentioned already several of them: green areas, identifying, mapping the most vulnerable, having places where during the heat waves you can people can go and get maybe cooler places, and as well identifying, monitoring, and having systems of epidemiological surveillance and meteorological information that will allow us to in advance be prepared for those, and having a system of response. I would love to give you the floor on this one, Madam Mayor, because I know that you have put in place many adaptation measures for heat waves, but I'm afraid the time is running against us. There is another question about indoor air quality, and definitely for WHO, yes, indoor air quality is a big issue. It's not only outdoor air pollution. We work as well on the type of fuels, heating systems, ventilation, and many other measures related to industrial work on the indoor air pollution. But I will not, with your permission, Margaret, I will ask the final question to the mayor, which is, you mentioned that you need to have doctors around you, that you need to have the engagement of the population, you need to have a very good team, you need to have political will, even using the legislation, and all of that hopefully will be what will motivate you. My question to you is, est-ce que ça vaut la peine? You will do it again. You will recommend it to other mayors, even if I'm sure that you couldn't sleep many nights and you went through difficulties with the social media, but you will still recommend it to other mayors and to the health of our people. And let me tell you that Paris is now a wonderful place, and I'm sure that many other cities will like to follow this example. So, est-ce que ça vaut la peine? You will repeat this experience.
Oui, bien sûr. Oui, absolument, absolument. Peut-être aussi, Maria, dire que Paris travaille au sein d'un réseau villes francophones dans lesquelles nous avons villes africaines avec lesquelles nous travaillons et qu'il y a des exemples incroyables qui sont menés, que ce soit à Nouakchott, que ce soit, je pense par exemple aussi à la ville d'Abidjan, qui a aujourd'hui un engagement très très fort, par exemple sur la lagune d'Abidjan qu'il voudrait aussi dépolluer et sur lequel nous sommes en train de travailler. Donc, il y a vraiment des choses extraordinaires qui se passent au nord comme au sud. Et oui, ça vaut le coup parce que vous savez, moi, j'ai toujours pensé que être mère, ça a été vraiment pour moi un objectif, un désir très, très fort, une envie de changer les choses. Et quand on accède à une fonction comme celle-là, il peut y avoir deux attitudes. On peut se dire, ah, je suis bien, j'ai un grand et beau bureau, vous le voyez, il est très beau, et on peut se satisfaire de ça. Et puis, on peut se dire, si je suis là, c'est quand même pour faire quelque chose. Je crois que c'est une réflexion que beaucoup de femmes ont quand elles accèdent à des postes de responsabilité. C'est une démarche assez genrée, comme on pourrait dire, hein. Et il faudrait qu'elle soit beaucoup plus partagée partout. Mais quand on accède à une responsabilité comme celle-là, on a une capacité à changer les choses et les changer pour que les gens vivent mieux, voilà, dans de meilleures conditions. On a une capacité à parler parce que quand on parle depuis Paris, eh bien, c'est quand même une voix qui porte parce que c'est Paris, parce que c'est une ville qui doit aussi continuer à être innovante et engagée sur les questions humanistes. Et c'est vraiment, pour moi, aujourd'hui, quasiment 12 ans après ma première élection comme maire, c'est vraiment une grande satisfaction aussi de voir que la pollution qui a baissé, eh bien, c'est moins de morts, c'est moins d'enfants malades, c'est la possibilité pour les enfants de jouer dans les cours d'école sans que je sois obligée de leur dire là, vous devez rentrer parce que il y a un pic de pollution. C'est une grande satisfaction de se dire enfin, les gens peuvent nager dans la Seine parce que la Seine est propre. Ils vont pouvoir avoir ce rapport aussi avec la nature, avec l'eau, qui va leur donner aussi beaucoup plus de force et qui va sûrement aussi leur permettre de dépasser des difficultés que l'on peut rencontrer dans la vie et qui peuvent provoquer aussi des problèmes de santé mentale. C'est tout cela qui finalement est sous nos yeux et c'est très beau aussi de voir les gens qui comprennent que leur vie est meilleure comme ça. C'est une grande satisfaction quand on inaugure des logements sociaux pour des familles et que les parents me disent là, vraiment, mes enfants maintenant ont leur chambre, ils vont pouvoir faire des études, avoir... C'est une grande satisfaction que finalement de travailler pour que les gens aillent mieux. Je pense que ça fait que vous allez mieux vous aussi, hein. Voilà, c'est pas par égoïsme que je le fais, mais ça vaut le coup. Il faut le faire à tout point de vue.
I think it was very clear that the answer is yes. I will do it again, and it's a great pleasure to do it for the health and the well-being of the people. Just before finalizing, Margaret, let me just to say that for those asking questions, we will be very happy to go back to you. We will address those questions separately, and we will take care of that, isn't it? Yep. Fantastic. We will pass some of the questions to the team of the Madame Hidalgo for sure. And then I think we open this webinar thinking whether the cities could be an engine of health. And I think the answer is yes. And the question as well was whether mayors can drive the change we need for making our population healthier. And I think the answer as well is yes. So thank you so much, Madame Hidalgo, dear Anne, Sharon. Thank you so much for this participation, for your time, to your team as well, and for all the work that you have been doing in Paris, which I'm sure will be inspiring others. WHO will try to create a healthy competition among mayors. With all due respect, we want you to do more and more and more. And I think the cause ça vaut la peine. So thank you very much. Over to you, Margaret, and over to you, Mayor, if you want to say final.
I think final words from you, because there's nothing more for me to say but thank you, and for this shining example and the hunger. And apologies to everybody who didn't get their questions answered, but as mentioned, please send your questions in. Also, this will be posted so you can review all the rich information you've received today. And I think we would like to hear last words from Madame la Mayor, who's achieved so much.
Thank you for this meeting. Thank you, dear Maria, for this opportunity to have this discussion, this conversation. And I think in this very difficult time for organization like UN, also the cities and public organization, I think that we are very strong, you know, because we are involved, because we are resistant. And I think my message is, okay, we are facing difficult times and very political difficult times, but anyway, we are there and we are involved, and we know that our humanist policies are the policies we need for the peace also in our very strange world. But I'm confident, and thank you, because you are here also, and we need you, we need who, because without a lot of what I have explained today was also impossible. You help us, you are also the organization of the scientists, of people involved in health, doctors, and we need you. And we need this very great and strong alliance together at all the levels. It's a new multilateralism, multi-level, and I think we have solutions for the future. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all, and congratulations, and thank you. We now declare this closed, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Merci. Bye.